Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. To start the Varnhold Lots DLC, you actually have to start a new game and then start the Varnhold Lots DLC, or Varnhold's Lot. When you go here and select to create a new character, you will get this import main character where you do the import of your character from the main story. So we'll accept that, and now I will pause the recording while I make the character for this DLC. I think I have to make 4 of them, to be honest. So I will. That's a lot of hassle. I'll just give you the synopsis when I'm done doing that. So here we are. I will explain the character as soon as we get into the game. There are some stories that resemble the last fleeting beam of sunlight as the sun sets in the fog. It gleams and disappears, leaving perhaps a bright trace in someone's memory. One such story is of a town called Varnhold, and I, an author still unknown to you, shall convey it in every truthful and exciting detail.
And ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Staglord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Thank you, Lady Aldori, distinguished guests. It is a great honor for me. It is with the greatest joy that I announce the founding of my barony in Dunsward. It shall be called Varnhold. But I must say that this happy event is not mine to claim alone. The stolen lands would never have yielded to me if it weren't for the valor of my friends and companions. Now I would like to introduce my right hand, a hero without whose help I wouldn't be standing here now. Please, step forward.
This is my character, Elric. Elric is a level 1 fighter, level 1 monk, level 3 alchemist / vivisectionist. We have armor proficiency with light, medium and heavy armor. We have simple and martial weapons proficiencies. We have shield and tower shield proficiency. We have exotic weapon proficiency with the weapon Falcata, and we also have weapon focus with Falcata. We have Dazzling Display, we have Improved Unarmed Strike, we have Stunning Fist, Dodge, Throw Anything, Crane Style, and Outflank. As for our stats, they are 21 Strength, 12 Dexterity, 12 Constitution, 13 Intelligence, 7 Wisdom, and 14 Charisma. We have 10 Persuasion. We have +9 in Knowledge Arcana, we have +9 in Knowledge World, +9 in Use Magic Device, and we also have put some points into Mobility to get the +3, which gives us an additional armor class. I believe that is the... there is some armor class involved with having +3 mobility. So our 4 primary skills on the character is Persuasion, Knowledge Arcana, and Knowledge World, and Use Magic Device. We also seem to have Cephal Laurentus and Maegor Varn in our party. A wizard, lawful evil, and Maegor Varn. We ourselves are lawful good, of course. And we are looking at Willis's journal. I have no idea who we should talk to here. So you're the famous Elric. I'm pleased to finally meet you in person. Varn has told me so much of your deeds. The Varnling host fought for your interests many times, but we haven't had a chance to meet in person yet. It is a pleasure doing business with the Varnling host. You offer honest swords for honest gold. You do charge a fair amount, but this means I won't have to worry about someone else buying you out from under me. Alas, not many mercenary teams can boast your reputation. What do you hold for the future of Varnhold, then, Jamandi? I only wish I knew. We live in a wild time of great changes. The rise of new states, disputed lands will be a shock to the entire region. Of course, I have my own thoughts and plans, as everyone does, but there is only one thing I'm sure of. There will be no risk of a boring future. Allow me to return the question. What do you think awaits your young barony? I'll be frank. We are braced for the manipulations, guile and treachery of our neighbours. I value your frankness. Yes, many rulers fall victim to the ambitions of their neighbours and their own gullibility, but many more fall from an inability to make reliable alliances. You can't survive without friends, and how can you find them if you see the face of the enemy everywhere you look? Must go. I wish you luck. Natala Sortova gives you a cool but mildly curious look, as if you were a peculiar animal at a zoo. Elric, right hand of Maegor Varn, hero of the legendary Varnling host. They say your courage is only matched by your ingenuity. Is this true? Bow, you were too kind, your highness. I see you are not only daring, but well-mannered. A rare combination of virtues, especially among people in your trade. Your commander is certainly courageous, but doesn't think clearly about certain matters. He's bluntly refused to take envoys with him, as if he thinks his young barony can survive without allies. Do you think there are reasonable people in this new baron's circle who understand how important diplomacy is for the state? I suppose such people could be found, but it depends on the sort of diplomacy you have in mind. A wise commander surrounds himself with people whose strength compensate for his own weaknesses. It is a pleasure to see at least some of Varn's people can boast the foresight that he so sorely lacks. But in any case, for now, this is just empty rhetoric. Your young state must first prove that it is worthy of diplomacy. I suspect we shall revisit this conversation in a year or two, if by that time the name of Varnhold can still be found on the maps. What do you think of today's reception? I suppose Lady Aldori and Lord Mayor Selemius are very happy with this affair they've managed to plot behind my back, along with their new toy baronies. Honestly, I should remind them who rules Brevoy and call an immediate end to the entire farce. Do you know why I haven't? Because it would have been a terribly obvious and crude response to Restov's maneuverings. On the battlefield, you wouldn't seek to do the very thing that your adversary expects and has been preparing for, would you? But I assure you, sooner or later we will make our move. Just not today. What are your thoughts on the future of Varnhold? You are addressing the ruler of Brevoy. I don't guess anyone's future, I determine it. But as for Varnhold, truth be told, I am still thinking about what to do with you. We'll see how you deal with the lands you've received. I have to go. Have a safe journey. I wish your barony happiness and prosperity.
in due time.
Kind of funky to be back here. Is that all we were to do here? Clearly we have to go talk to these people. As the guests linger and entertain themselves, one hero of the occasion stands aside. Maegor Varn, the leader of the Varnling host, your direct commander and henceforth the undisputed Baron of Varnhold. He's busying himself with one of his favorite pastimes. He's trying very hard not to yell, but he's ferociously arguing about something with the party's co-founder, a wizard named Cephal Laurentus, Varn's oldest companion and his most uncompromising opponent.
But Varn, my dear friend, would you please be so kind as to explain what devil take you've been doing? I financed this venture with my own personal funds, not to mention all the effort and time I've invested. And pray tell, what was it all for? For you to assemble the fruits of our labors and pitch the whole lot down the privy?
Fruits? I've been busy guarding these fruits from Brevoy's incessant fruit moths. But I'm a baron now. We finally have our own land. For the first time in our lives, we're independent. No one can tell us what to do, and you want to destroy everything we've achieved by inviting spies into our house? Of course! Why not? Please, do come in, eavesdrop, sniff around, take whatever you please. Cephal is generous. He said make yourself at home.
Oh, Asmodeus, please give me the patience to withstand this nonsense, or take my soul already. Varn, what are you saying? What is this independence you speak of? We depend on Restov for literally everything, from the inflow of settlers to the food to feed them. I like Jamandi no more than you do, but it will take us years to free ourselves from her influence. Right now we must bow to our patron, brag about a title we received from her very hands.
Listening to you is disgusting. Did we claw away our own piece of land, only to keep toiling away for all those... Ah, friend! You're right on time. Come, be our arbiter.
What are you arguing about?
At issue is the fact that Jamandi Aldori has generously offered to Maegor the use of her envoy. And who is Jamandi Aldori? The very same one who created our barony, and who could make it disappear with a flick of her finger. An insignificant figure in the grand scheme of things, no doubt. But good Varn refused her. And to top it all off, he rather suggestively hinted that he considers every single one of Brevoy's diplomats to be spies.
What else should I consider them? Cephal, have you grown foggy in your old age? I can hardly recognize you. You've always been a hardliner. You've always put the interests of our ventures above everything else. And now you want us to roll over on our backs for the Aldori, wiggle our tails, and wait to be petted. We're an independent state now, and we shall have it known to all that we won't be ordered about.
Maegor, of course they're spies. You refused the spy in plain sight. Congratulations, well done. Now the Sword Lords will send other spies, ones we won't even be able to see. Restov has invested a great deal in our barony. He is ready to invest yet more. So why bite the hand that feeds us before the feeding is over? We could at least pretend to be humble, so long as we're still getting something for it.
Well, for one thing, that's low. By accepting Restov's handouts, we're taking on certain obligations. I know you don't care a fig for morality, but think of our reputation. Who will want to deal with us if we steal from our employers and stab them in the back?
Why do you keep saying us and our? Do I need to remind you that you're a baron now? That is the difference between you and me. You were born of a noble family, and yet even now, after receiving lands and power, You continue to think like the leader of a band of thugs. My parents plowed the soil, and I learned to read by moonlight. But even as a snot-nosed child, I tried to think like a ruler, a king without a kingdom. After decades, my plans and schemes are finally bearing fruit. I shall not allow you to destroy everything we've created with your stupid pride.
Cephal is right. We must be cautious or we'll lose Varnhold as quickly as we won it.
It won't be my hot temper that ruins us. It'll be your cunning and greed. In any game, the most important thing to know is when it's time to take your winnings and walk away.
But that's where you're so wrong. Do you imagine this is a table we can get up from? No, a mercenary commander can pocket some loot and move to the other side of the continent. In becoming a baron, you've got yourself into a long, long game. You cannot simply leave it. But if you play it well, your children and grandchildren may get a turn. All right, enough arguing. What is done cannot be undone. You spoiled my game quite a bit, Magar, and I will not forget it in a hurry. We shall try to play with the hand we were dealt. Celebrations are over. It's time for everyday life. I suggest we exchange bows with the respected hosts and set off to Varnhold. We have much work to do.
Let's go. Varnhold awaits.
If we had a Brevin envoy with us, they'd be spying out the road to Varnhold for Jamandi.
As if Jamandi best not learn where we live. If there were an envoy with us, I would already be feeding them misinformation.
Kind of like both of them. Here we are in Varnhold. The soldiers fall out and only Hjerdi Icebok remains, looking as gloomy as ever despite the universal jubilation. The sullen dwarf is quartermaster and chaplain of the Valenling host, famous for her skill in dampening the commander's enthusiasm. Welcome back, Your Grace. Did you have fun at the celebration? Have enough to eat? Good. Then let's get back to work before you squander the whole barony. You should have gone with us. You'd have liked it. I hate Restov. Besides, while you were at the ball, another bandit gang slithered into town, and who would have taken care of it if I weren't here, huh? Anyhow, the festivities are over. You're a baroning now. Get to baroning. If you say so, to baroning. Here's my first order. I shall appoint you, Hjerdi, as treasurer. You, Cephal, will be my regent, and you, Elric, my general. Any questions? No? Then get to work. Well, General, here's your first order. Talk to Hjerdi and pick 3 of our lads as your brothers in arms. I can't spare more than 3 for now. Someone has to guard the capital. Take the best, whoever will follow you to hell and back. When you've gathered them together, come find me at the fort. There is something I need you to do. Items received, 25,000 gold coins. Now in this DLC, we only get to have 3 companions, so we have a party of 4. Which means that I probably have to, if I understand things correctly, we need to have mercenaries with us. Anyways, Kjardi Icebock, formerly quartermaster and chaplain of the Varnling host, now treasurer of Varnhold, greets you with a curt nod. Over all the years you've spent in a party with this no-nonsense dwarf, she's only smiled 3 or 4 times, and never when she was sober. So, you finished celebrating? Had your fun? Then let's get to business. My gut tells me they aren't going to let us live peacefully in this land. We are lucky to have a resourceful person like you on our side. Of course you are. Without me, you'd all be paupers. But why are you sucking up to me? You after the beer in my stock? I'm not pouring any today. Don't get your hopes up. You are cheerful as always. What is there to be cheery about? Of course a barony is a profitable venture, but do you have any idea what it's like to be treasurer? The quartermaster's job was a thorn in my butt, but this one is more like a wyvern's claw, or a whole wyvern. I want to take someone from the team on a raid. I would recommend Gekor the Bruiser and Tahara. It's a waste when such a strong priest and fighter who can tear enemies to pieces with his bare hands is stuck patrolling the streets. And Tahara, that insolent mug, I'm afraid to keep her cooped up in Varnhold. What if she starts thinking too fondly of the good old times when she was a pirate? No, I'd rather make my own choice. Right. Are people no good sitting in a fortress getting fat? And now I get to create characters, so I will pause the recording again and do the same thing with a synopsis when I'm done. Okay. I had to restart because I did a silly mistake. So the mistake I did was that I selected monk and not traditional monk for Elric. Now I've created a party. We have Inara, who is a bard / thundercaller, with 1 level of vivisectionist to get these nifty little sneak attack things with accomplished sneak attacker. You will notice that I also have taken vivisectionist on Elric, much for the same reasons, but also monk to get crane style. And I've also taken fighter as his first level. So for Inara we have armor proficiency for light armor, simple weapons, shields, point blank shot, precise shot, weapon focus, heavy crossbow, rapid shot, throw anything, and accomplished sneak attacker, of course. Then we have Tianzeth, our tiefling ranger freebooter, which has 1 level of traditional monk, that is to get the crane style and dodge, and 1 level of vivisectionist, again to get the accomplished sneak attacker. And her feats are improved unarmed strike, stunning fist, dodge, crane style, armor proficiency for light and medium, simple and martials weapon proficiency, shield proficiency. She can throw anything, she's an accomplished sneak attacker. She has power attack, endurance, and outflank. I also have outflank on Elric. And our final character is Andrei, who is a cleric with the Ecclesiarch subclass. For him, I've taken point blank shot, precise shot, rapid shot, and boon companion. And his companion is Smilodon. And that's about it. I'll just need to set up the spellbook, and I will be right back. And here we are. Now, we need to go to the Baron, whom I believe is in the fortress, probably on the other side of here. And here we have Magar Varn, Wait, I need to buy equipment. I'll buy you right back again. So here we are, finally back at the Barrens, and I've done what I needed. Let's talk to Magar Varn. Magar stands half-turned to you. There is tension in his pose, though he only stares into the distance. Without turning, he begins to speak. Elric, you're right on time. We need to discuss the incident in Dunsword, and about 1,000 other things that have come crashing down on us, along with the Baronhood. What do I need to know about the incident in Dunsword? There is a place in my dominions called the City of Hollow Eyes. Until recently, it was considered quite a peaceful and harmless place, despite its name, but something strange is going on there. Our scouts report that centaurs have attacked the locals, and a gang of cutthroats is wandering in the area. It's a good bet that the centaurs and the bandits were uprooted by something else, something dangerous. Or perhaps they are drawn to the Pal place by something precious. City of Hollow Eyes has been revealed. One day I will certainly become a decent baron. I'll sit on the throne, sip wine and grow fat. But before that wonderful day comes, I hope to add a few more pages to the adventures of the Varnling host. So, if you're ready, General, say the word. I'm ready to stretch my legs. So, let's see here. Let's say that we're ready to set off to Dunsword, and that so are our people. Are you sure? It's your call, but I'm going to ride you hard, just like in the good old days. There won't be time for daydreaming or replenishing supplies. Let's go. Everyone's ready to get back on the road. I like that attitude. Let's go. Oh, bother. I have to add those two to the party. Well then. Just a brief little intermission again. And there we are. Finally. Accept. I like that it's traveling on our behalf.
It's time we had a rest.
Set traps. I think like that.
People always invent such creepy names for old ruins. I bet when the Cyclops were alive, they called that place Goat Smell Walk or something of that sort.
I highly doubt it. The ancient Cyclopes, after all, had far better taste than you.
There were complaints about merchants disappearing in this area, along with their goods. We should look into this.
Indeed we should. This is unusual. Okay, let's set up the party composition. So he's the tank. So let's put him in the middle. I think that's about as middle as it gets. 3, 6, 3, 6, yes. Let's put Magar on the side. And the wizard in behind. The Smilodon should certainly be... okay, let's do it like this then. I just need to check who is who here. You have a crossbow equipped, so okay, so she should be up in the front. Like so. Then the wizard there, and she here, and the cleric in the middle. Like so, I guess.
I'll go ahead.
Some edible moss.
Interesting.
Over here, have a look. Well, that was easy.
Their
Damn it.
life ends here.
Trap triggered.
On your knees! This ends you. We shall overcome.
Masterwork shortbow. Masterwork light crossbow. Edible moss. Masterwork short sword. And a masterwork short bow. Let's check that we've seen everything there is to see. And then head on up to the... oh, there is more stuff over here. I don't think we need those hammers. Nor do I think we need a sickle. There is something over here as well. More edible moss. Let's go into the cave. Okay. Your Grace, chest good. No need kicking. Chests eat goblins sometimes. I saw once. If it eats me, you be with Baron no more. We be with no Baron no more. Me open it for you, Baron, your Grace. Me be Baron. Chest be mine. No touching Baron's treasure. A goblin who fancies himself a Baron. How cute.
To
Hello.
battle and victory!
My skill is yours.
Masterwork daggers. Potions. Leather armor +1. Let's check this
Looks
chest.
like I failed. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Let us
Wait.
bide our time.
Okay, so she unlocked it. 2,913, wow. Amulet of natural armor +1. I need to level them up. Need to do that off camera. There we go. I don't think it's necessary for me to go through the leveling process here, as this is not part of the main story and it's just a side quest thing. Let's loot the stuff we can loot in here. Decorated scabbard. It's a dead fellow here. Whimsical berry. I like that description. There we go. And on that note, I think it's time to end the episode, so thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.